So, chat, you may remember Kaitlyn Bennet of Liberty Hangout fame. Her and her very Catholic husband, they got pregnant, and they have produced offspring. Now, they made a video about the baby thing. No one gives a shit. Where she basically says, hey, you know what you should do is try to have babies. And, like, sure, if you want them, I don't care. But more interestingly is her video titled Good and Evil from a little bit ago. She was still in the middle of her pregnant. See. So, excuse me. I want to show you that. Her episode called Good versus Evil. I mean, I don't expect very good things out of this. But we'll see what happens. We're going to leave an open mind. Maybe this time Kaitlyn Bennet will turn it around. You know? Maybe she'll have something good to say. What do you think, chat? Has motherhood changed her? Do you think that the offerings that the deep and profound connection one could have to their child could possibly change you for the better? Yeah, I don't know either. Hey, did you know that we have actually an emote? We actually have an emote of Kaitlyn Bennet in chat, and I wish that you would use it. Many of you are familiar with our very scuffed poop girl emote. I'm sure it'll happen. Do it for state chat. All right, here we go. Good versus Evil. Kaitlyn Bennet.
She has Black Lives Matter on her car, and she's blocking the testimony from a black woman.
Testimony?
I thought you thought Black Lives Matter. I witnessed someone.
Oh boy. You never want to see yourself get tokenized by Kaitlyn Bennet, who, by the way, is looking rough. But let's be real. Even Kaitlyn Bennet gets a little bit of a pass being like 45 months pregnant. Okay? Or whatever she is. I don't know how babies work.
Someone's life being saved, and
I just know that I want them to be aborted. I don't know anything else about babies except that I want them to be aborted. At least that's what Kaitlyn Bennet.
You did that. So come here, because I'm so proud of you. I just don't get why you're wearing a mask outside.
I don't get why you're wearing a mask outside. Well, because I don't want COVID.
That's the big.
I care about people.
You do not care about people.
Spreading COVID.
Spreading COVID. You're spreading death.
Spreading death. Is this so this is an abortion clinic video.
We're outside of an abortion mill in Florida.
An abortion mill. I love calling it a mill because it sort of implies that the babies are used to power like some sort of grinding apparatus to get us flour. You know what I mean? Like you throw the babies into the coal, into the what would normally be a coal-fired oven, but babies burn better than coal. That's actually true. And so full-grown babies, this is how abortions work. Full-grown babies are stolen from mothers and then tossed into the furnace, and then the abortion mill grinds up the oats for the community. That's how it works. Don't look it up, but that's how it works, okay? You can trust me.
Where it is legal
to days after birth. Yeah.
Kill your baby up until 24 weeks gestation. We are with a pro-life group who I'm very glad to say has already saved one baby today, and many more where that comes from every single week. We are going to show you the difference between the people who want to
There's 8 people there, and Kaitlyn Bennet's one
save life and those who want to end it. And of course, there's some things that we can't show you here on social media. So go to libertyhangout.tv to get the full uncensored footage, and maybe you'll learn a thing or two about how to save life.
They show an actual abortion happening, and Kaitlyn Bennet heroically slapping the baby, the aborted baby, and pushing it right back in. That's what you get with the unedited version. It's really intense. Oh, she didn't like that.
So,
all right, I will say.
is her car pink because of Planned Parenthood?
Oh, I'm sure it's pink because of Planned Parenthood. I'm probably not going to say a word to her because
pro-choice clinic escort.
Of last night.
Yeah.
Why do they have masks on outside?
Why is it a mask thing, man? I don't know how every time they like. We don't always have to like be an identity. Like you can't just be like anti-mask. You also have to be anti-trans people. You have to be anti-fucking abortion. You have to be pro-capitalism. You have to be all of these things instead of just one at a time. Like it's oddly conformist. It's very strange. It's incredibly anti-science, obviously, but like I just don't understand why it has to go into part of it. Like they're wearing masks outside because I assume the person that was wearing a mask, this person, they're a pro-choice. What do they call them? Like a chaperone? What was this? Pro-choice clinic escort. So you're helping people get escorted into the clinic, and you're getting close to people. I don't see any unreasonable aspect of this, especially because like this person's old, dude. Like, that's an old person.
Why do they have masks on outside? I don't get it.
This is the last standing abortion mill in Polk County that performs abortions. There is a Planned Parenthood down that way, I believe, but they do not perform abortions. They only do referrals.
I love how they...
Can we get the kids to shut the fuck up for a little bit? I'd be okay with that. I don't want to hear the screeching children. Screeching children, I mean, are quite literally ads for the reason this place is open.
They take pictures of us as if like we should be embarrassed or like we should be scared of. No, like I'm very proud of what the signs that were. Well, I'm not proud of what's happening on these signs, but I'm on the right side of the fence, so
yes,
that's okay. Yes. Take picture. Oh no, this person doesn't support killing babies. Oh no.
I will say though, the everybody involved in this process is a little cringe. The people that protest abortion clinics cringe. People with bumper stickers about all their political beliefs, a little cringe to me. I don't really like that vibe, man. Like I have pretty strong political beliefs, don't you know? But yeah, decorating your life with them is interesting. And I'm wearing a corn suit right now, but we're doing that on the political stream. I don't walk around in this shit.
Okay, so she's putting up a sign that says, if it's not your body, it's not...
I think it says your decision.
You're working here. You're making the wrong decision by working here.
Why are children having opinions on things, dude? Go watch Paw Patrol, Timmy.
I guess you didn't read that literature that we gave you last time. It doesn't
Then what did it say?
You did not miss it, Fizzle.
How can you... Black Lives Matter.
Do they matter in the womb?
No. I'll say it. They don't fucking matter in the womb at all. All right. Here's the real answer. I mean, I don't know why. Anytime we discuss abortion in general, the left at this point, I think we're tired of this conversation. It's really boring. You know what I mean? It's like, yeah, you get abortions. It's fine. It's easy to be flippant about it, but let's take it seriously for a second. Let's take it real seriously for a second, okay? Do I want people to have abortions? No. I don't want people to have abortions. I want to allow them to have abortions. That's the difference. I don't really actually want to throw babies into the furnace, even if it's really efficient and even if it would give us energy dependence. Or energy independence. I don't think anybody wants people to have abortions, but again, you can't like. I mean, if you hang out here at all, you've talked about abortion a million times. If you're a lefty, you've talked about abortion a million times on Twitter, or fucking Facebook with your aunt. You've yelled about it a million times for a million years. The idea is quite literally just, if you actually provide Americans, and this is an American issue, if you provide Americans with access to abortion it allows people to make better financial decisions. And the reason they have to make these decisions is because of the pressures of capitalism. If you are pro-life, it is fine if you're pro-life. What is not fine is if you try to enforce that on other people. You can personally be pro-life. You can advocate for the pro-life stance. I'm 100% fine with that. I get it. There is a little bit of a visceral reaction when you believe that a baby exists the second you get cum in, right? I understand why you would think that is a baby because, you know, you have a rudimentary understanding of science. But nonetheless, it seems to come from a place like, I really like babies or something. I don't know about Kaitlyn Bennet, but a lot of anti-abortion people seem to genuinely care about babies dying or something, right? And that's, you know, we disagree, but it comes from a space that seems at least you could understand, right? At least you could understand that they see this as a tragedy. Similar to how I think we operate with vegans, where sometimes vegans go a little hard. And I think you're a little weird. Like anti-pet vegans, you're abortionists, or you're anti-abortionists to me. It's very similar. Where you have like, I get it, but you're wrong. And so that's all we gotta deal with. They should really adopt a bunch of orphans, though. This is the thing. If you are pro-life, as they say, anti-abortion, you really gotta understand why abortions occur in the first place. It's not because people are just like floozies and they're boinking each other all the time and they're trying to just have unprotected sexual intercourse at all times. Thanks so much, Fizzle, for the 9 months. That's a stream baby that we will yeet right into the furnace. You should be supporting legislation that allows people to have more financial flexibility, which would include, but not be limited to, the decommodification of survival, the decommodification specifically of shelter, of produce, of like heat and electricity, and the decommodification of water, decommodification of internet access, probably free phone, stuff like that, the decommodification of education. You should support these in any way that you can get, even incremental change. Slow decommodification over time is fine. The stream baby's name is Ashley. Huh. I think it's a lot less vegan to let a kitten die in the streets when you can take it in. Exactly. That's what I'm talking about. And I think again, veganism is correct in a lot of ways. I guess we're not talking about veganism, but like, again, I can find the spot with probably not Kaitlyn Bennet, who is politically motivated and makes her money this way, but people that are just staying on the street with her, I do not actually blame them as much as I blame Kaitlyn Bennet. Actually, because it went right into the furnace. Oh, fuck.
Science
Ash for short.
Real.
All humans are illegal? What?
No
No
humans are-
humans are illegal. What about the ones in the womb?
Science didn't create
Feminism
Earth.
is for everyone.
God created the whole Earth. He created you. That's why you're here.
This is the part that's fucking gross, though, is when you use the kids and they say, God created the whole earth. Like, what does that mean?
This is a perfect example
Black Lives
of
Matter,
how
love is love, science is real, feminism is for everyone, no humans are legal, kindness is everything. I mean, yeah, they're a little platitude, but yeah, they're correct.
how they replace religion. They replace that emptiness that they feel in them when they don't have something holy and good and that religious aspect to look to. This is their religion. This is not just a political ideology to
I would love to talk to Kaitlyn Bennet. She'll never talk to me unless I should go to Florida and just walk around until I find her. But and we can actually talk to Kaitlyn Bennet for a little bit. But I think it's really important to decouple religion from stuff. And you can have your political beliefs, you can have your religious beliefs, but you can't have the political beliefs informed by religion when you're like, insofar as like when you tell other people to follow those things, right? You could do it for yourself. You can be religious and be like, okay, my religion says that abortion is untenable, so I'm not going to vote for it. That's fine. But you cannot say, like, standing outside here and telling other people how they should live their lives is just like, that's the point of government. You just can't tell people specifically how to live their individual lives. You can tell them how to interact with one another, right? Like, this is harassment. You're on the other side of the line. Whatever. Fuck it. I don't care. But, like, there's so many... there's so many problems with starting from this point of view.
To these people, these symbols, this is their crucifix, this is their rosary, this is their Blessed Virgin Mary.
I also think it's interesting that every single time they bring this up, and obviously this isn't the case, she's making propaganda for her viewers or whatever. Like, I mean, I don't think any of you pray to this shit or hold it near. Like, how many of you were? Well, I guess we'll just do a show of cobs. How many of you were religious? And would any of you say that you treat any of those symbols, I'll show them again, any of these, like, symbols, do you treat them even close to how you treated your relationship with Jesus Christ? Like, when you were religious and you believed, of course it wasn't close. It's not even reasonably close. I don't know why you would denigrate your own religion by sinking it down to the level of a political affiliation or an ideology. Now, yes, these things are very important to people. These are wedge issues, important to lefties, important to righties, important to everyone, really. For sure. Absolutely. But these are certainly not religious beliefs. The question is kind of nonsensical. I mean, not really. The question is very sensical. The reason that she's asking the question, or I guess the nonsensical portion of this would be her conflating the two things. That's the nonsense. I don't get on my knees for this shit. I mean, maybe a little bit of getting on your knees, you know? Ias Maestan, thanks for the Prime for 3 months. Wait, 44 months, 3 month streak. I was like, 3 months? That sounds not right. Yeah, 44 months. There you go. 3 month streak.
These are the symbols of their religion. This is not just a difference of opinion.
I'm going to be honest with you. I get way more fired up and unreasonable about sports teams than I do about politics. Like, I'll be like, whoa, we did it. I don't have any fucking affiliation to the Detroit Pistons. I watched every second of the second half today, or as much as I could, really. And I was Pistons won, by the way. No big deal. Sorry, I got a sports for a second, chat. Sorry, dweebs. Himbo incoming. But, like, I'm way more unreasonable and emotional about sports, and it doesn't carry over after the game. Like, I don't really care anymore. But, like, it felt good. It feels good when your team wins stuff. Hell yeah. But politics are ideologies that I and most people have informed based on their experiences and stuff. Like, politics isn't really a for me thing, it's for us thing. You know what I mean? At least that's how I look at it. I don't know. She always does this kind of thing where I don't know. A lot of people do this where they talk about religion and they conflate it with their politics. It's so fucking wild.
This is their religion. And the fact that she carries this around with her, like a Catholic would carry around rosaries, or a Christian would carry around a cross necklace.
By the way, she's been religious for like a month, right? Remember she put out her video over the winter time? And when she was like, I'm a Catholic now, and they did that really weird pregnancy video. You know what I mean? She's only been no, she said she was like an atheist and stuff. She said, like, oh, I was stupid.
She carries this around with her.
She's politically
These symbols
Christian, dude.
are representative of their religion.
Just keep saying the same thing.
She was looking. We can help you, ma'am. Please.
So what's happening here is the abortion escort is trying to block this woman, a mother who has unfortunately made the grave mistake of getting an abortion. She's trying to give her testimony to a woman who just came out of the clinic. We're not going to show her.
Okay, wait, hold on. If you got an abortion and you regret it, that's fine. You don't have to tell other people that they're going to do it too. Like, why not simply approach this from a healthy way? Did you know that if you weren't like this and you just like had relationships with people and you were part of your community and stuff, if someone was thinking about an abortion, like, again, what are the reasons that people think about abortions? What's the number one reason people think about abortions, chat? You know the answer. What's the reason that you consider an abortion an option? Cost. Poverty. Yeah, it's money. It's just money. Most people in a loving relationship, right, with a house, like I'm in a loving relationship, I have a house, I want an abortion if we got pregnant together, right? Part of that, 90% of it, I think, is the cost involved. 10% of it is the freedom. Really. And there's a little bit of me that's like, you know, of course, if I had a kid and I was, you know, it just happened and it needed to be taken care of, I would take care of the kid, of course, and love the kid and probably be a dope dad. But it's like, I don't want that. I don't want that life. And that's okay to not want that life. It's also okay to want it. It is okay to want a family in that way. Totally fine. And I'm fine. I feel bad. Like, if this lady had an abortion and she has regrets over it, I feel bad. But at the time, could the person that you were have handled that child, and would this current child exist if you had done it? You know what I mean? Maybe it would have worked. Maybe not, though. And I think it's important that, like, why can't we just talk about it in the ways that, like, it doesn't have to be a religion thing. I know it's going to happen anyway. It doesn't have to be really even political. Although it has political implications because of the reasons that people get abortions, but this could be taken care of. You'd get fewer abortions, for instance, if nothing else changed in the system except that the way that adoptions work wasn't so barbaric. Like, our adoption system is dog shit. And I'm sorry if anyone's had to go through either trying to adopt a child, but more severely being the child that's adopted, going through the system. I've not heard one person that's gone through being an orphan, basically, and gone through child protective services, gotten fostered, gotten adopted. I've not heard one person come out of that with a glowing review. Not one. Surprise. And not just because it's, like, sad or something because your parents died or didn't want you or couldn't handle it or, you know, whatever happened, right? Maybe you don't even know who they were. Maybe you do. Maybe it was tragic. Maybe it wasn't. It doesn't really matter. It's the system. The system in place. It's rife with abuse. There's tremendous lacks of funding. Kids go without so often, and people only adopt certain kinds of kids. You know, you certainly can't be neurodivergent or fucking, I don't know, like, certainly LGBTQ kids, neurodivergent kids, kids of color, like, a lot of these people don't have opportunities, and then the system shoves them out into the world when they reach adulthood, and, like, legal adulthood, and a lot of these people, you know, falter in the system due to no fault of their own, due to circumstances of birth. Again, if you are in America that says that they're the best, Kaitlyn Bennet, Liberty Hangout, conservatives, if the country is actually the best country in the world, then the least among us, meaning the people with least means, not the least value, although capitalism in America sometimes conflates the two, people with the least monetary options, the least means, need to be risen to a level. They need to have dignity. And if these people were allowed to live in non-commodified housing and to have access to education for free, were allowed produce so they have nutrition, were allowed health care so they weren't turned away when sick and could get the help they need for their neurodivergencies. Maybe they have anxiety and they just need anxiety meds or ADHD meds, and things will be better. Doesn't the average birth in the U.S. cost like $5 to $10K? I believe it's closer to $15K, but yeah. I would be hard up if I had a kid overnight. I'd have to stop, well, not stop streaming. I'd have to work probably 18 hours a day between regular job and this job to really provide that kid with the life that they deserve. You know what I mean? We'll see.
her face, but she's trying to block the testimony to let this woman know over here on the other side.
It's not testimony, dog. It's harassment. Like, they're just yelling at people getting abortions or not even getting abortions, just going into the pregnancy help clinic for free medical services. Not everyone going in for abortions, dude.
By the fence. She doesn't have to do this if this is what she is doing.
Put them up for adoption.
If this is really about choice, why isn't she letting... She has Black Lives Matter on her car.
That doesn't mean all black people need to be listened to or are valid when they have bad takes. That's not what Black Lives Matter means.
And she's blocking the testimony from a black woman.
Oh, shit.
I thought you thought Black Lives Matter.
Yeah, that's not.
If Black Lives Matter, let her share her testimony. Black Lives Matter, right?
Black Lives Matter is an anti-police brutality movement, not a I should listen to this anti-abortion person because she happens to be black, you dumb motherfucker. Like, what the shit? That is so stupid.
Does her Black Lives Matter?
It's her Black Lives
Meet me
Matter.
at the mattress firm real quick. 2 seconds.
If this was about...
You know what's really good for that kid? To just hold it and have a bunch of people screaming constantly the whole time, right next to the traffic. That feels good. What a good day to spend with your kid. Is there a park around here, maybe?
choice. Why can't she share her option and her testimony? Why can't she do that?
Doing this.
I can't hear you with your mask on outside. Real quick, guys, if you want to do something positive to help support life this month, we are running a fundraiser at LA.
Cool. We're running a fundraiser for their t-shirts. Very neat.
She made the most difficult choice when she arrived today. Do you think this helps after the decision has been made?
What help are you going to give her after she made that decision? What help are you going to give her? What help are you going to give her? When she...
What help are you going to give her? What help are you going to give the child that was born, Kaitlyn? Let me in. Tap me in, coach. Put me in the game. Slap hands and let me get in here. Tag team. Like, Kaitlyn, the same arguments go back. Like, it's a fetus. Like, you can have your kid. Are you going, like, look at how, this is gross. Look at, like, if you're going to force other people to have children, then you should pay for their fucking healthcare then. How about that? Did you know that if you paid for the initial cost of a child through universal healthcare, you'd have fewer abortions as well? Not only would you have fewer abortions, but you'd have more healthy births because poor people could afford to, get their prenatal checkups. They could afford to stay in there and get the quality care that babies need, and complications can arise. Like what?
She's suicidal. When she turns to alcohol, when she wants to kill herself because
suicidal, alcoholism, and kill herself. Wow. Well, two of those things are the same thing, and none of those things are necessarily true. This woman's still alive, and she got an abortion. There she is. Like, not everyone who gets an abortion is going to be a fucking, like, drunk. I don't know. That's silly. By the way, I love that she has a designer bag.
because of the guilt, and you walked her in there. What help are you going to give her?
From an uneducated place.
What help are you going to give her?
You are speaking from an
Answer my question. What help are you going to give
I like the idea of umbrellas, though.
her?
Uneducated because she didn't have an abortion, or uneducated because she doesn't know? And I did too, and I'm telling her that the decision that she's gonna make is gonna...
Then why can't she share it? Why are you
Only your story, sis. That's true, actually.
blocking?
Why can't I just tell my part?
These women don't want other people in their faces. That's why.
We're not in their faces. No, we're not. We're literally not allowed to be in the faces.
Get off the fence.
You guys are murdering children and you're worried about a fence.
This is just such blowhard fucking dumb content for sure. Like, I bet the comments in here, well, let's look at the comments real quick. The children's voices pleading to save lives are poignant. May God anoint their cries. What does this mean? Anoint their cries? What a powerful, life-changing testimony that girl shared. Oh, I'm so sad. Oh.
house so you can get
Fucking
off
crying.
the fence.
Call the cops.
We can certainly do.
Call the cops.
Please.
I would not actually call the cops. There are people of color there. I'm not trying to get anybody fucking shot. Sorry, dude.
Get the cops back out here then.
Nah, I'm good.
Hi, are
I'm
you
not
filming?
calling the cops. Maybe the libs will.
You just taking a picture. My name is Kaitlyn Bennet. I am with Liberty Hangout. We are a pro-life right here. Liberty Hangout. I have a YouTube channel. We have a Facebook page with almost 1 million followers. Thank you for helping spreading the message right now of the work that we're doing out here. You should turn around so that everyone can see your face. You're walking people into this clinic to...
You know what I like is the free plug to Mattress Firm. Mattress Firm, get your firm mattresses.
be murdered. To be murdered. It is quite ironic, and I just don't get why you're wearing a mask outside.
What? Kaitlyn just scrambles for anything she thinks can be like points to her base. Look, they're wearing masks. She's old. She's an old person in the pandemic that kills the old people. There's another old shuffling individual back here. They're fucking old, dude. Oh, it's okay if the grandmas wear the mask, but why are the young ones? And now you're yelling at grandmas, dude. We know what this is about. This is
That's the big...
I care about people.
You do not care about people.
Spreading COVID.
Spreading COVID. You're spreading death. You're spreading death. She said F you. You're spreading death and you're worried about COVID? You're worried about...
I would quite literally just walk on the other side of the fence and be part of the counter protest inside of that. Happily taking all of the heat off of the people actually getting abortions or whatever and just arguing with them for hours. I would love that. That would be ideal for me. Maybe we'll do some man on the street stuff soon. Summertime, we'll do some man on the street interactions and we'll just talk to dum-dums. That could be fun.
COVID.
Cobb on the
spreading
street.
COVID. There is no way you lay down at
Wear the
night and you
corn
were
suit.
okay with yourself.
That woman is trying to film that black mother who simply wants to talk to the...
She is... Oh, my God. Now she's walking around the other way with her kid in tow. All right, this is a bad look.
other black woman who went inside.
So what brought you...
Why does it matter that she's black, dude? I don't understand why it matters. Why does it matter that she's black right now? It's so gross. God fucking damn it, dude. These people are fucking slimy.
You out here today?
So I'm out here today because I personally have experienced an abortion myself, and after finding Christ and realizing the reality of what I'd done, the sin that I had committed, it compels me to come week after week, time after time, month after month, to tell these young girls.
Oh, she's a dumbass. Oh, shit. A dum-dum. Man. I found Christ. Like, ugh.
Hey, that this is the biggest mistake that they're going to make of their life.
All right, straight up, though, am I going to have to get back into this atheism shit? I mean, I've always been an atheist, but, like, am I going to have to start making atheism-specific content? Because, God damn it, why do they got to keep bringing it back? Why do they stop making arguments from your religion? It's not valid. It isn't. It is not valid. You can have your own personal beliefs in your personal space. It's fine. You cannot legislate based upon them, and you can't advocate for politics based on them in a reasonable way. If they happen to match up, cool, but like good God, dude. Like, it's just irrelevant. It is irrelevant. Your religious freedom is literally your religious freedom. Not you cannot impugn somebody else's. You cannot infringe upon somebody else with your religion at any circumstance, especially not legislatively.
The horrors that's going to happen after fact, the fact that this is not just a quick fix.
It is a quick fix. It's the quickest. It's pretty quick.
And to relay the gospel of Jesus Christ to them after the fact.
So I witnessed you.
God, she just likes to have a black friend right now. God endorses abortion in the Bible.
Talk to a young woman who came out from this abortion mill. You took her across the street and you ended up taking her to a pro-life center right next door.
Yes.
What compelled you to go and talk to this woman? What was going through your head to where you saved someone's life today?
Yeah. Oh, gosh. I just noticed that when I was calling out to her, only because I have to, you know, it's the big difference between two of us. So it seems like yelling, so it seems kind of not appropriate or mean, but I noticed that I had her attention and that she wanted to listen to what I had to say, and I basically shared my testimony with her that I had experienced an abortion as well, and the regret that I had experienced after it, the depression, the suicide, all the awful things.
This is fucking ridiculous. All right, let's talk about the Bible and what it says about abortion for a second, because I guess it's prescient and we have to do it again. Blah. All right, so in Numbers 5 in the Bible, and you can look up any version you'd like if you are a Christian. The test for an unfaithful wife, God quite literally endorses abortion in the case of infidelity, but only the woman's infidelity, you see. And if you think, if all life is valid, why would God indeed endorse abortion? So I think maybe this is something to consider if you are a Christian and you haven't thought about this before. You should try to reconcile this, and you can't hand wave it away because it's in the Bible. It literally is. So the test for an unfaithful wife, a person brings their wife to a priest, and the priest shall have her stand before the Lord. Then he shall take some holy water in a clay jar and put some of the dust from the tabernacle floor into the water. After the priest has had the woman stand before the Lord, he shall loosen her hair and place her hands the remaining offer, the grain offering for jealousy, while he himself holds the bitter water that brings a curse. Then the priest shall put the woman under oath and say to her, if no other man has had sexual relations with you, and you have not gone astray and become impure while married to your husband, may this bitter water that brings a curse not harm you. But if you have gone astray while married to your husband, and you have made yourself impure by having sexual relations with a man other than your husband, here the priest is to put the woman under this curse, a literal curse, a holy curse. May the Lord cause you to become a curse among your people when he makes your womb miscarry and your abdomen swell. May this water that brings a curse enter your body so that your abdomen swells and your womb miscarries. And the woman is to say, amen, so be it. And yeah, so this is how you decide it. I mean, you can go on and read it. This then is the law of jealousy. This is the law of jealousy. The law of jealousy is one meant for a man to enact upon his wife if he feels as though she has been impure with another human man. When a woman goes astray and makes herself impure while married to her husband, or when feelings of jealousy come over the man because he suspects his wife. Literally just jealousy. If he suspects his wife, he can make her endure the bitter water test. And if she happens to have a miscarriage for any reason during that, then she is guilty of adultery, or whether she actually porked someone else or not. The priest is to have her stand before the Lord and is to apply the entire law to her. The husband will be innocent of any wrongdoing, but the woman will bear the consequences of her sin. So even the guy that she porked and cheated on her husband with faces no consequences. Sounds like a pretty unjust God, if you ask me. And one that supports abortion. By the way, this is a version of abortion I do not support. I can't even bring myself pro-abortion. I am very pro-abortion. I do not support the only version of abortion that God does approve of. So, it is what it is. I might be better.
Things that I experienced after it and just the horror of it. So I basically, after I realized I had her attention, I could tell that she wanted to come over. So I was like, just give me 3 minutes. Just 3 minutes of your time, and after that, you make that choice. And so she was going to come over, and an advocate stopped her, which was really discouraging. So I was like, I did not come this far for her. I've got two of my babies with me, so I'm not going to come this far for her not to at least have a conversation. So I just walked across the street, and I asked her, do you want to have a conversation? And she said yes, and she walked over, and we started talking about, what it is inside of her and how this is truly a baby, and it's a myth, if there's a bacteria on Mars and they call that a life, but the baby inside of her womb at 6 weeks isn't life. So we kind of...
Don't y'all use antibacterial soap or whatever, though? Like, Just because something has the potential to be a human being doesn't mean that it has the inherent value of a living human being. That said, it could, and that's fine if you choose it to have that. For you personally, totally fine with that. If you feel as though the baby inside your womb will someday be a viable human person that you want to love and support, that's totally fine. I have nothing against that. If the conversation didn't have to be in this situation, that would be even more ideal. How about that? What if you weren't being like this and endorsing Kaitlyn Bennet's bullshit? What if instead you simply sat here calmly and said, hey, if you want to talk about your abortion before you go in, I'm here to talk. And if you don't, that's cool too. Happy to talk to you. And maybe you can, just have calm conversations. I'm fine if that lady that came in and got talked out of the abortion just needed somebody to talk to and didn't have anybody else. 100% fine with that if she chooses to keep the baby. No problem with that. I don't know. It's pro-choice. The choice is there. It's the aggressiveness that anti-abortionists are. Like, they're just scumbags, dude.
We're wrestling through some lies and some facts. So, and then I asked her if she wanted to walk to the pregnancy help clinic, and she said yes.
And they gave her a free ultrasound.
And
she was shocked by that.
Yes, she was actually encouraged by that. She said the clinic just basically took my money, and I didn't even get an ultrasound. I had to pay for the ultrasound, $100, and she was just really encouraged.
Oh, wouldn't it be interesting if maybe we had access to free healthcare and we wouldn't need these centers necessarily to do these things? Although they'd still exist. I think you can outsource specific pregnancy issues instead of having them at the hospital all the time. But yeah, what if it was no cost at all? And they could provide ultrasounds and stuff. Again, I'm totally fine if someone wants to see an ultrasound and has their mind changed. I'm fine with that. No problem with that. I think that's a good sign that you might be a good parent moving forward, right? You might be like, damn, I kind of do want to try this out. It's gonna be life changing, but I could do it. I respect that. I respect anybody that makes a hard decision like that. I also respect anybody that makes the hard decision to not pursue that because they understand that they have personal limits and that they don't want to have those limits exceeded, and they want to be able to. Most abortions happen because the person that has the abortion doesn't have the confidence that they can provide a good life for that person. Sweetheart's Cat, thanks so much for the 100 biddies. Ashy Boo, thanks for the 16 months.
That somebody that she didn't even know were so kind enough
Chat,
to
we need 19 more subs. 19 more subs.
Love her. So, yeah.
That's what we need. That's my goal.
That's what's happening out here. There's a lot of misconceptions, I would say, even with pro-lifers who think we're just
Majority of abortions are from women who already are already mothers. Yeah, a lot of that too.
Or you guys are just yelling at people and being mean. And
Ooh, Baba Ganoush.
I didn't witness that today.
Biddies.
I witnessed someone's life being saved, and you did that.
Well, maybe.
So come here, because I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud of you to have that courage and.
By God's grace.
Yes,
By God's
yes.
grace.
It's all the glory to God, of course.
Why did you have to ruin it, dude? Oh, and you notice how Kaitlyn Bennet has never helped anybody? Like, this was just empathy. I'm not even really that mad at her about it. I'm pretty annoyed about the yelling over the fence and bringing your kids to do it at the people going to get abortions. But I have no problem with you just talking to somebody.
But he used you.
Not gonna lie, I have 2 kids, and if I got pregnant today, I'd probably get an abortion. And it is what it is, right? Because those kids have a standard of living. You know what I mean? Like, if you already have kids, especially, like, you know how expensive they are, how much time is necessary. And it's not like you wouldn't love a 3rd kid as far as, like, how you feel about them. Of course, most people love their kids. But it's about being able to provide a quality of life. It's all about quality of life, not quantity of life. It's all about quality of life. Literally every single person that gets an abortion has considered their quality of life better for getting it, as far as like the reason that they got there. Now, after the fact, maybe that changes, but that's okay too. I have 1 disabled kid, and I'm 100% Aegis the fetus, right? Because we've talked about your kid before. Your kid has needs that you need to meet, and another person taking the focus off of that one child you have, maybe you could accomplish it, but you know, right, in your specific situation, that, hey, this kid needs me in exactly the capacity that I can provide to them right now, and probably all parents wish they could do more to some extent. Like, it's not as easy as like life exists and then it's fine. It's like, no, people, like, that's the next several decades of your life, entire life obviously, but at least the next several decades of your life are going to involve taking care of this person, possibly more depending on what's going on with them. This is not a small decision. They're not pro-life, they're pro-birth. Absolutely. I mean, they're pro-birth. If they're pro-life, then you invest in the life part of life.
Today to save someone's life.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm a stay-at-home mom right now because it would literally cost more for daycare than I would make working. Exactly. That happens so much. So much that happens. Childcare is crazy expensive. And then that takes... And like, kind of our model is based on the 40s, 50s, 60s, where a person, usually the man of the house, very heteronormative, of course, but usually the man of the house could afford to have a family on just one income. This is no longer the case. Wages have stagnated. Capitalists have ruined the ability for the American dream. And the American dream being the nuclear family, a small house, a little picket fence, and your little lot in life, and then you go and do that. That's what is ruined. And that is what leftists would like to bring back. Now, obviously, I don't want nuclear family. I don't think leftists agree that, like, 2 kids, a little house, picket fence, and a dog. What I want is the American dream to include all forms of familial organization. That's really the fundamental difference. However you want your life to be. If you want to be one person alone in your house forever, I don't care. That's the life you get to live. If you also want to be a quiverful person and have 13 kids, I don't care. That's the life you get to live. You get to choose that shit. Even if I fundamentally disagree with both of those, right? I think it's bad to be isolated. And I think it's bad to have 13 kids. I don't think that you can give quality parenting to those 13 children. However, we need to be able to provide these options to human beings so that they can live their lives as close to maximal happiness as we can get. We had government-funded childcare during World War II. Well, during World War II... Oh, well, I was not talking about during World War II. I was talking about after. But yeah, during World War II, that made a little bit more sense. Well, that doesn't make more sense. It made sense at the time. Like, we're at war. I wish more people thought through having kids of, what if my child would have a disability? I feel like people are vastly underprepared. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. And the age at which people often have kids is, like, kind of early. Like, I don't know how old you are, Tasha, but you're around my age, right? Plus or minus? I'm in my early 30s. I could not imagine having a kid, dude. Like, right now, I'd be a good dad, like, because I know what not to do. But I mean, like, bro, I'm going to smoke both of these at some point tonight, okay? This is not a thing I get to do if I have kids, all right? It's just not.